What's up, everybody? Man, it's your boy, Mr. Duga, coming at y'all with another video. And today, man, I'm going to preview and predict Sunday's afternoon's big NFC wildcard playoff game. You have the defending world champion, Philadelphia Eagles, traveling to Chicago to take on the NFC North champion, Chicago Bears. First off, for my Eagles, man, what a good feeling to be playing in the NFL playoffs this year. This has been a very, very difficult and trying season with the injuries, with Carson Wentz coming in and, him getting injured again, the tough losses, the Carolina 17-0 fourth quarter loss, the Tennessee Titans 4th and 15 loss on the road, the Dallas Cowboys lost in overtime, the debacle in New Orleans. And for this team to still find a way to get into the playoffs, man, it just speaks like what a remarkable accomplishment considering all the adversity and all the things that went up against us this season. And as far as the Chicago Bears, there was a team that, in my NFC North preview video, I had them finishing third. I had them behind the Packers and the Vikings, but I really did feel like this team was on the rise and it was improving. I liked the hire of Matt Nagy, the whole Andy Reid coaching tree. I knew he was going to come in with an innovative offense to the Bears. I think Trubisky has the skill set to be a really, really good, solid quarterback in this league. Jordan Howard is a really good running back. Tarik Cohen is a problem. He's a jack of all trades type of player. I love the addition of the big homie Trey Burton coming from us. He's a really good, solid tight end. Allen Robinson was he didn't have a great year for them, but I feel like he would help that receiving core, and you knew he had potential to be a really good player. And then with all that being said, then right before the season, they ended up getting Khalil Mack from the Oakland Raiders. And my goodness, has he just helped flourish this defense, which this defense was already a solid defense last year. Now they're like an elite defense with the addition of him, and you have Akeem Hicks over there, and you have Leonard Floyd on the other side. They also drafted in the first round, rookie from Georgia, Roquan Smith, who was the Buckets Award winner at Georgia last year. They have Danny Trevathan. Kyle Fuller, there was talks last year like he may be on the trading block, but he had a great season and became a Pro Bowler this year. Prince Amukamara, he has potential. He was a first-round draft pick coming out of Nebraska. He's done pretty solid. Eddie Jackson, man, coming out of Alabama, he's a turnover forcing machine. Like, the guy just has a nose for the football, and he's just always forcing turnovers. Really good. Congratulations to them, man. They did even better than I expected, and I knew they would be better. NFC North champs, and I appreciate the way they took care of the Minnesota Vikings last week to help allow my Eagles to get into the postseason, to be able to play this game this week. Shout out to the Bears for that, man. What a great season. I'm a fan of what they got going on over there. I appreciate good football, seeing how we turn things around from the Chip Kelly days to the Dougie P, Howie Roseman days, and to see them, kind of on the same path. It's pretty good to see, and that's an organization that been thirsting for something for a while, man. They had a lot of rough years with the Jay Cutlers of the world and all that, man. They ain't been to the Super Bowl since the '06 season when they went with Rex Grossman. That team also had a great defense with obviously Hall of Famer Brian Urlacher, and you had Mike Brown in the secondary, Charles Peanut Tillman. That was a really good team also, but this team is really solid, yo. They're really, really solid. As far as the matchups, man, you look at us, man. Also, we playing the best football we've played all year. Everybody know I'm a Carson Wentz guy. I love Wentz going forward, but I feel like right now Nick Foles is the answer to our problems right now. Nick Foles right now is more seasoned in the system. He's getting the ball out quickly. He's willing to take chances downfield. He's spreading the ball around. He's a veteran. You know, he's a veteran and he's ready for this type of moment. The offensive line is playing very well now. Lane Johnson is starting to look like he did last year. Jason Peters is playing solid. You know, Steven Wisniewski is back in that left guard position doing his thing. Jason Kelsey is looking like I felt like was a Pro Bowl snub. Brandon Brooks made the Pro Bowl again. You know, in the backfield, you know, having Darren Sproles back is huge. He gives us a lift. You know, he could catch out the backfield. He give us some tough yards. Josh Adams, even though I questioned his vision at finding the holes at times, he's a big body, and you need big body running backs at this time of the year to control the football. He just got to hold on to. Smallwood is giving us a little punch. And as far as our receiving core, man, Alshon Jeffrey, who is going to be returning to Chicago. It's his first game in Chicago since he left them and signed with us. He's playing the best football he did all year. Nelson Aguilar is looking confident again. You know, I'm still waiting on a Golden Tate breakout game, but just to have him out there as an option is pretty significant. There's a possibility we may even get Mike Wallace back for this game. You know, Zach Ertz, who has the single-season record for catches by a tight end in the season. Dallas Goedert is starting to come around at tight end. And defensively, man, you got Fletcher Cox is coming off of 3 sacks in Washington. Fletcher Cox is dominating now. Fletcher Cox is, you know, the best-looking D tackle right now on the other side of Aaron Donald, you know, in football right now. Brandon Graham getting after the quarterback. Chris Long, Michael Bennett. Linebackers, Nigel Bradham playing good. Jordan Hicks is out there healthy. Avonte Maddox is playing as a present surprise for us at the cornerback position. Rasul Douglas, you know, you get with him and you give with him. You know he's going to give up a big play because he's not very fast, but he's a ball-hawking corner where he'll give up a touchdown, but he'll get you an interception as well. You know, he still got that steady hand in Malcolm Jenkins back there. You know, we got the veteran leadership with Corey Graham back there playing safety. This is the best football we've played all year. And this is a very, very good, entertaining matchup. When you look at our offense versus their defense, the key to this matchup is Lane Johnson. You know, is Lane Johnson going up against Khalil Mack? Last year when we played the Raiders on Christmas night, Lane Johnson held his own against Khalil Mack. He really did. If Lane Johnson got to be able to block him, we know he's capable of blocking him sometimes at least, to where he can't completely wreck the game. We need Jason Kelsey to block Akeem Hicks, and we need, you know, Jason Peters to slow down Leonard Floyd. Running the ball, we got to be able to run it just enough to keep their defense, you know, honest. We don't have a consistent ground game, but we got to run it enough to keep their defense honest. And we got to test their linebackers in coverage. We got Darren Sproles coming out of the backfield. Like, we got to make them be able to cover Darren Sproles coming out of the backfield and also be able to cover Zach Ertz, who is a route-running technician when it comes to the tight end position. Receivers, you know, they got Kyle Fuller, Prince Amukamara, and Eddie Jackson back there. But we have a lot of weapons also. You know, we don't have just Alshon Jeffrey. You know, there's Nelson Aguilar, there's Golden Tate, maybe Mike Wallace, Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert. You know, we got to put a lot of pressure on their secondary. When you look at the other side of the ball, Trubisky, though he's talented and had a solid season, he's a young quarterback who hasn't been in a playoff game before. So we have to really put pressure on him. We can't let him beat us with his legs. We got to force him to throw the ball down the field. We can't allow them to run the ball down our throats with Jordan Howard and getting Tarik Cohen on the perimeter. You know, with us, it comes down to getting pressure on Mitchell Trubisky, where Fletcher Cox, Michael Bennett, and all those guys, but they got to get pressure on them, but staying in their lanes as well. You know, we had a tough time, you know, getting to Deshaun Watson, who's a mobile quarterback. But we did really, really good against Josh Johnson last week. Now, I understand Josh Johnson isn't no Deshaun Watson, but I'm just comparing them as far as their mobility. And you know Mitchell Trubisky has that type of mobility. And as far as their receivers, like, they don't really have receivers that really scared me like that. You know, Tarik Cohen is the most dangerous player, you know, on that offense, you know, because he could take it to the house at any time. But I feel like our corners can match up a little bit with their wide receivers. I really do. And we're gonna have to have like Malcolm Jenkins on Jordan Hicks covering Trey Burton coming out of that tight end position. You know, they also got that other tight end, Shaheen or something like that. We gotta cover him as well. It's a nice matchup, man. It's a really good matchup. It's a young up-and-coming team going up against the world champs trying to defend their title. I think the key to this game is going to be our offensive line going up against Khalil Mack and those pass rushers. I honestly believe if we could block them up front and give Nick Foles time to throw the football, I think they're gonna have a tough time covering our weapons. I think they'll have a tough time covering Sproles out the backfield. You know, running with Zach Ertz. You know, they may do a pretty good job locking up with our receivers, but I think like Sproles coming out the backfield and Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert putting pressure on their linebackers to cover, I think is the key to this game. And with that being said, man, it's a tough one to pick, but I think we're going to pull it out. I think my Philadelphia Eagles will beat the Chicago Bears 20-13. I think we win this game 20-13. I think our offensive line is going to play well. I think at times they're going to get to us, but I think our offensive line is going to play well enough to give Nick Foles time to hit those running backs and tight ends, those running backs coming out the backfield and those tight ends in the seams, man. And I think defensively, I think we're going to play well. I think we're going to get to Trubisky a little bit. I think he's going to have plays. He's going to have moments when he look good, but I think defensively, we're not going to let them go crazy on us like that. I think, he's a young quarterback. He's inexperienced in this position. Their head coach is also inexperienced also. Even though I think, he's going to be a great coach in this league, I think just right now, I think it's just not their time yet. I still think that we have at least one more game to play after this, at least, for my Eagles. I like my Eagles beating the Bears in this game 20-13. The Chicago Bears are coming. It wouldn't surprise me if they knocked us off, but I really think we're going to win this game 20-13. But the Bears are coming. Like, NFC North, y'all got hell to deal with this team for the next few years, yo. The Bears are definitely coming. They're on their way. They're on the rise. They're going to be one of the Super Bowl favorites coming in the next season. But I think the champs going to pull this one out on the road, 20-13. But with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Go on, give me a subscribe, man. I'm going to have Eagles content, man, throughout the season. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly, Eagles, fly.